Hey, hey, Words of Paradise said don't ever use don't ever use double dip like that again.
It's an evil world we live in.
Anyway, I'm gonna play this video, right? So basically, let me give you the context before we play this video. This artist decided to drop a new comic back in October about the Green Lantern. And in this comic, Green Lantern he apparently likes to take a shellacking to the anus.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
And so what he decided to do, he knew there was going to be backlash for it. So he decided to make a video. Well, you know what? Instead of telling you about it, I'm going to just show it to you. This was back in October.
Hey, I'm Tim Sheridan,
There we
writer
go.
of DC's Alan Scott, The Green Lantern, and I just opened up a box of advanced copies of issue 1, which look amazing. This is the main cover, which also gets a virgin foil variant, and that's by the great and powerful David Talaski. There's also 2 other amazing variants, one by John K. Snyder III, and this beautiful portrait by Nick Robles. I am here to ask you a favor. The book comes out next DC Tuesday, October 24th, but already the haters and the queerphobes are out in force, doing everything they can to see that this book tanks. They use code and they make it sound like they have legit problems with a book they haven't read yet. But the truth is, they just don't like that there's a queer hero in the upper ranks of the DCU. The only
It ain't that nobody likes the queer hero. It's that you could have easily made a new hero that's queer. But let's keep it a bean. You tried that already. It flopped because nobody wants to read that shit.
only way we can shut these people down is to make this book an undeniable success. The only way to prove to all the big publishers that there's a huge market for authentic stories about LGBTQIA plus characters, and that these stories are for everyone, is to buy the heck out of books like this. This one's only 6 issues, and each one has a few variants, so I'm asking, if you have the means, buy them up. Buy extras to give to people you think really need to read it. Now, you might say this sounds like a great way for Tim Sheridan to make a bundle in royalties. Well, no. I won't make a penny because every single royalty I receive from these 6 issues will go straight to a charity that's very important to me.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Motherfucking, he trying to get royalties. Don't.
And that I've supported for a long time the Elton John AIDS Foundation, which works to prevent HIV stigma and provide compassionate care for all communities. I am asking you to join the core. If you care about truth and justice, about shining a light in the darkness, if you think comics are and should continue to be for everyone, or if you just want to force these Comicsgate trolls back under the bridge they crawled out from, please support our book and send a message that the bullying and the lies and the hate have to stop. Everyone deserves to see themselves in comics. Everyone needs allies, and if you're an ally, now is the time to step up. We outnumber them. So let's pool our power, vote with our wallets, and beat these assholes. Add as many of these 4 variant covers for Alan Scott, The Green Lantern, to your pull list today. Pick them up in store next week, Tuesday the 24th. Thank you so much. Hey, I'm Tim.
Did he really just say we outnumbered him? This is how delusional. I'm sorry, let me say it again. This is how delusional these people are. He really think no, that's cap. You don't believe that you outnumber them, because if you did, you wouldn't have turned the comments off on your tweet. Well, let's find out. A month later, gay sex-fueled Green Lantern comic book is dead on arrival after fans reject it and sales fall flat. Holy. You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
It's an evil world we live in.
Let's go ahead and see what the post millennial is talking about. If I'm not mistaken, that's Tim Pool's. Is it Tim Pool or is it the quarter? I think it's Tim. The quartering is Republica. That's what. Yeah. That's all right. In October, author Tim Sheridan urged people to pick up a copy of his latest work, a Green Lantern reboot in which the superhero has sex with his boyfriend, getting his back blown out, bareback, hairy and muscular and stuff. Despite his pleas, the comic appears to have struggled to gain favor among readers. Holy. Oh my God. Come on, sir. Sony Turner says he sounds like he plugged himself into the story, pun intended. Words of Paradise says it's Tim Pool's friend. He has no direct affiliation with them, but has their editor-in-chief on the show all the time. Oh, okay. Fair enough. My correction then. I mean, my bad. Words of Paradise correction, not mine. Anyway, on Amazon, the ebook version of the first issue of Alan Scott Green Lantern currently sits at number 277 in superhero comic and graphic novel, and 39,736 among all titles in the Kindle store. Woo! Talk about terrible. He said, this is a quote from the video, the only way we can shut these people down is to make this book an undeniable success. Sheridan told his fans, wet fans, sir. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure. I like what Tim Pool had to say about it. I think that's why I thought it was Tim Pool. Tim Pool's whatchamacallit.
Something like this could be and start to restore the hero's journey and story. With the failure of the Marvels, many people are starting to hope that these comic book films will get away from the crackpot wokeness and start to restore the hero's journey and stories that we know and love. The original MCU characters were great, and they don't have to be white men. That's not the issue. The issue is your stories suck. We now have this story.
And that's factual. that's the thing. That's factual. It don't have to be white guys. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of people love T'Challa. And here's the thing. Everybody needs to realize the roles that you play. People love the Falcon until you try to make him a main character. No, we loved him for the position that he was in, which was a side character. Everyone loved Black Widow because what she was. When you made her a main character, it didn't really work because it was too late and she was already dead. So nobody really cared. And then you fucked up Task.
Story from the post-millennial. Gay, sex-fueled Green Lantern comic book dead on arrival after fans reject it and sales fall flat. The only way we can shut these people down is to make this book an undeniable success, Sheridan told his fans. Let me just stress for you. The comic book industry is not dying. The comic book industry has been taken over and is being worn like a skin suit by woke psychopaths. And this is proof. In October, author Tim Sheridan urged people to pick up a copy of his latest work, a Green Lantern reboot, in which the DC superhero has adult relations with a guy. Despite his pleas, the comic appears to have struggled to gain favor among readers. Why? Dude, I don't care if you're gay. Don't care if you're LGBTQIA2A+, whatever. But yo, when you make a product for like 0.7% of the population, you're gonna get 0.7% of the sales. You see what I'm saying? There's not that many people who are interested in this story.
And the fact that he said that these comics are for everyone. No, they're not. They're not. You cannot force straight men to read a comic in which two men are rupturing each other's prostates. Like, you can't force us to like it. You can't force me to buy it. You can't force me to promote it. I don't want it. And nobody else does. And that's why it's not.
And so this dude who wrote it made this plea to all of his allies. You must buy this book. Yo, it didn't work. And don't you dare, leftists, come to me and say, well, the reality is just comic books are failing in general. That is a bald-faced lie. You know how I know? Because Eric July raised $3.7 million in sales. This is crazy. ISOM #1 campaign, total covers sold.
Shout out to my boy Eric July. Had to come show my boy some support. You can barely see it because I got the good cover too, baby. I ain't even opened it yet. You know, because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm scared to open. I'm trying to show it to y'all without the glare. But god damn it. Get out the way, Glenn. Anyway, you get the point. I mean, that thing is shiny. I'm scared to open. I think I want to go and get a regular copy of it so I can read that and frame this. Yeah, I want to frame that. I mean, this thing, aluminum or foil or whatever it is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That bullshit is some bullshit. Shout out to Eric July.
Cover A, 27,000. Cover B, 17,000. Cover B, 18,000. Campaign goals, 100,000. Total sales, 3.7 million.
However, I will say, though, this is a little bit of bending of the truth. And this is why I say, even the right can be guilty of trying to bend the narrative a little bit. This is ISOM #1. ISOM #2 didn't explode like one. And now Alpha Core is out. And it did $1 million in sales, which is still pretty good. Better than what the rest of the industry is. But I love how he went back and pulled ISOM 1 number.
42,926 total purchases. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that 42,000 sales is like where comic books used to be or anything like that. But the reality is, how is it that our good friend Eric July is receiving resounding success and notoriety? People are cheering for it. His company is expanding. Meanwhile, the legacy icons are failing. Look at this. It currently sits at number 277, this comic, and at 39,736 among titles in the Kindle store. That is just a failure. Now, we all know about Gay Superman. They released this, and where do I have this right here? I don't know Sandra Rose's, but I thought this was a good title. Gay Superman comic book canceled due to abysmal low sales.
And there it is. Superman got canceled. You thought it was going to work with Green Lantern? Man, y'all better fuck up. Y'all better stop playing out. It don't work. I wonder if he had anything to say about his poor. Calling all Green Lantern fans. Today's episode is about Alan Scott, the iconic Golden, and guess what? Writer Tim Sheridan joined those who failed to learn his damns why. What else? He ain't going to comment on himself. All right, so we'll hop off his neck for a little. Okay, we got a lot more to talk about. All right. Oh, we gotta talk about this. So
Let's go, let's go. Hey, hey.
Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby.
Nasty time.
You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby.
Oh.
Yeah. Slide to the crib, look like Dracula's mansion, my baby.